Veggie's Corner, we're going to spend a second day on ellipses. So let's look at number one. We're given an ellipse and we're going to write the equation. So by doing that, I realize the shape of my ellipse. This right here, that's my major axis, right? So these 2 points are my vertices. I have them written down for you. And the same thing for my co-vertices along my minor axes. That's right there. My center is going to be right there. So that has a value of 4, -6. So when I write my equation in the line, I have x minus 4 quantity squared plus y plus 6 quantity squared is equal to 1. Now I just need to figure out what my denominator is on both of those. So I can do a combination. I can look at the graph and I can also look at the points that I pulled out. If I go from the center and I'm going along my x-axis, I'm going from 4 to 11. That is 7 units. So I square that 7 units and I'm going to get 49. Same thing from top to bottom. If I'm starting at -6 and I go up, I'm going up 6 units there. So that's going to give me 6 squared is 36 because from 4 -6 up to 0, up to 4 0 is going to be 6 units. So that is my final answer right there. Okay, that's my equation of the ellipse. All right, let's take a look at number 2. Now I'm given a little bit different information now. I can see that 0, 9, and 0, -9, that's along my major axes, so that's going to be my vertices. I can see where my co-vertices are, but I can see that they're a little bit less than 6, but I don't know, is that 5.9, 5.8, 5.83? I don't really know. So I do need my a squared and my b squared as part of my equation, but we're going to go a different way. I'm giving my foci, right there, 0, 7, and 0, -7. Here's what I use to find the foci, and because my center is at 0, 0, I look at that point and I end up with c is plus or minus 7. Okay, so that gives me c squared is 49 is equal to a squared. I know is 9 squared, which is 81, right? Because my vertice is at 9 and -9 there, minus b squared. So negative b squared is equal to 32, -32. So b squared is equal to 32, which I need to write my equation. Okay, so when I write my equation, I have x squared, because again, my center is at 0. So I just have x squared plus y squared is equal to 1. I need to figure out what goes underneath. Okay, my y is my major axis. So that is going to be 9 squared, which we said is b, is going to be 81. And then my x is going to be 32. And there's my equation of my line right there. Okay, now we gave you a visual here. I can get the same information without the visual. I just kind of have to make sure that I'm really focusing on the information that I'm trying to get. So we're going to do the same thing with number 3 and 4, except for this time we're not going to have a graph to look at. So we have, I can find my center. Now remember, our center, if we go back to either one of these, my center is in line both horizontally, right? Both horizontally and vertically with my vertex and my co-vertex, right? My co-vertices and my vertices, they're all going to be lined up. So it's going to help me a little bit. So my center, if I see that right here, my vertices is 6 and 6. So I'm going to have a 6 here, and my co-vertices -2, -2. So where they're going to be the same, that's how I know what my center is. Okay, so I can start writing my equation. I have x minus 6 quantity squared plus y plus 2 quantity squared is equal to 1, and get ready to divide. Okay, so for my center, if I go from 6 to 3, that is 3. I take 3 squared, and that gives me 9. Same thing, I'll do the same sort of idea with my y value. I go from -2 to 4, or -2 to 8, -8, doesn't matter. I'm going 6 units. So 6 squared gives me 36. So there's the equation of my line. All right, last one. We'll do the same sort of thing. Let's see, I have my center, I have my vertices and my co-vertices. I have 3 and 3 there, and I have 8 and 8 there, so that's where my center is going to be. So I have x minus 3, quantity square, plus y plus minus 8, sorry, y minus 8. Quantity squared is equal to 1, and I can figure out what my denominators are going to be. I go from 3 to 9, that's 6, so 6 squared gives me 36. And I'll do the same thing. 8 to 4 is 4, and 4 squared is 16. So there's my equation of the line. All right, thanks so much for stopping by today. Have a good one.